Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. I've just seen the first comment come through. Hi Mark, hope you're doing well and hopefully I'll see you soon. I wanted to come on again because the last time I was online, which was a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to thank you all because our documentary, the boys documentary, at the time had reached 250,000 views. Hi Sally, Diane, Glennis and everyone else. It had reached over 250,000 views a couple of weeks ago. It now has reached across the board over 500,000 views. That documentary for Josh, George and Harry, that's phenomenal, and that is because of all of you that have shared it and pushed it all across social media. I can't thank you enough. The fact that I'm a shadow banned person, woman, I don't like the word person, it's phenomenal that it has reached that far. Hi Sharon, hi Gallows, hi Vince and everyone else. Sorry, sometimes the comments go so quick that I don't get a chance to say hello to everyone. But believe me, I don't ignore you. And anyone who has sent me messages, I'm still going through them. The response has been amazing. The comments have been amazing across the board. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the police again. Now, someone sent me a clip last week of someone saying to people that the police are not our enemy. And I'm here to tell you that that was a lie and to tell you the police are our enemy. Now, do I say that just because of what they've done to my son and his two friends? No, I don't. I say it because it's a fact. I've been out here for 4 years, spoken to many people, come across so many injustices. It's not just our boys that have suffered an injustice, it's many. I only spoke to a woman last week about her sister, and I can't go into details about that, but I only spoke to a woman last week. It's just terrible what is going on. And the police are the ones who are meant to, or so we thought, are meant to be the ones that are here to protect us. And when a crime is committed, it is the police that are meant to investigate that crime. Or again, so we was taught that that's what they were there for. But they are not there for that. You've got in the papers now all this going on with Cressida Dick and Khan, haven't you? That is just so they can move Cressida Dick along and the next puppet come in. Don't believe everything you read. And I know there are many that are aware of what goes on in the country. I do my videos mainly for the people who are not aware. What happened to our boys and what is going on in the country they live in. The police are our enemy. And I don't just say that, like I just said, because of what happened to our boys. Now, I had a meeting myself with Sadiq Khan, and the other families did as well. At that meeting, all the paperwork on our boys' case was promised to be given to us 6 weeks later. And it did not materialise. And when we chased it up, we was told that they misunderstood the meeting. That's what we was told. I've been to Hayes Police Station under the Discrimination Act and the Equality Act of 2010 with regards to the cover-up and murders of Josh, Harry and George. And I was told at that meeting in Hayes Police Station that discrimination is not against everybody. It's against a certain few. And I have evidence of that. And on one of my next videos, I will be playing you that. So all this, what you see in the paper with Sadiq Khan and Cressida Dick, it's all fake to move her along No accountability, and the next puppet in. The same when they move Boris, the next puppet will come in. They will have many people fooled, thinking it's all going to change now and all going to get better, and it does not. Exactly, Danny. You know yourself, sadly, what I'm talking about with regards to the police. They just enforce. They're liars, they're corrupt, they're criminals. This is about control. It's not about protection. Everybody has to start seeing through the games they play towards us. And the media is the key in this. The media is the key because they're the one feeding you fake stories. They told the complete opposite in ours. Anyone who thinks that the police are here to protect them from crime needs to think again, because the police are not here before the crime's committed. The police turn up after the crime has been committed. How many people think straight off that when they see in the paper that someone else's loved one has been stabbed, that that man or woman that's been stabbed was in a gang? How many people think that straight off? Because people have been conditioned through the media. I've been out there for long enough to see how the police infiltrate genuine movements, then create provocation in those movements. They stick their grasses in those movements. The police informers are in those movements. And then they troll the genuine people. They enforce a system that is authoritarian and exploitative. And they are no better than stormtroopers protecting the dark side by force. The only difference with stormtroopers is that when you see them, you know what they are. That's the only difference. Jade, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes, Kathy, it is terrible times that people are living in because we have so much enemy out there and people can't see. There's so much cognitive dissonance going on, and I get it. Instead of these people being ridiculed that can't see it, they need to be shown it, not laughed at, because throughout their whole life, they've lived a lie throughout their whole life, and that's very hard sometimes for people to understand. It's easier to fool people than it is to tell them that they have been fooled. And some people just can't accept it. Some people can't. Sadly, I've had to learn the hard way, and I don't want any of you to go through that. But we have to face the facts that we are left out here to defend ourselves and to investigate ourselves. That's what I've had to do. I've had to investigate the whole terrible case of the murder of my son. I've had to watch the CCTV for the last 2.5 years, almost daily, and how hard that is to do when you can see your son walking his last steps and knowing from when he gets from that point to that point, his life was taken from him. He was stolen from me. Now, the police don't follow no due process. It's not in their vocabulary. I have followed every process in the background and got ignored. And then they wonder why I stormed the CPS, why I stormed the Attorney General's, why I stormed the Coroner's office. The coroner went against their own Act of 2009. Subsection 2 counteracts subsection 1. Our boys were entitled to an inquest and they refused it. The corrupt coroner refused it, going against his own act. Had children suffered a violent death? They suffered terribly. And I've offered that coroner a meeting to show him the evidence, and all he says to me, well, unless the police are going to investigate your new evidence, I'm not going to look at it, knowing the police covered it up. This is how they do it, and they wonder why I do what I do. Well, you try going to take a cub off a lioness. Go and try and take a cub off of her and see what's going to happen. Do you think she's just going to sit there, lay there, and let you take her cub and do nothing about it? Because that's what they expect you to do. Exactly, Danny. Exactly. All they are is another octopus arm of self-interested people. And they bend the truth to suit their own needs. That's what they do. So, I'm sorry to come on and rant. It's just very frustrating. 4 years in, coming out there, speaking to people, trying to get them to see, so they don't have to ever suffer like we've suffered, like our boys suffered, and like many other families are suffering. I'm not the only mother out here fighting. Look up Melanie Leahy and all those people fighting against Essex mental health, where a lot of their loved ones died in suspicious circumstances. Yeah, thank you, Jade. Thank you. I just want everyone to see what is going on, what they live in, and how to get themselves out of it. So one of my next videos, I will be playing you the evidence of when the inspector at Hayes Police Station tries to tell me that discrimination is discretionary. It's not for us, people. Take care. Thank you again for sharing the boys' documentary. Over 500,000 views, and that is thanks to each and every one of you that have supported me, supported our boys through these 4 years of just painful, daily, horrific injustices and justice what happened to them. Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Brian. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Ruth, message me.